Hey guys, it is Kayla Waller with Waller Adventures, and today we are at Tibet-Butler Preserve. So stick around, check it out. All right. So, like I said, today we're at the Tibet-Butler Preserve, and we are literally like 2 miles from downtown Disney, or Disney Springs. I call it downtown Disney because it's what I grew up with, but hey, you know, name changes. I mean, this is a cool spot so far. From driving up into the parking lot here, there's a whole bunch of trails that you can go on. So if you are a big, huge, you know, outdoor enthusiast, you know, you like to do hikes and stuff, and you're hanging out at Disney, or you're having a Disney vacation, you can come here. It's only, like I said, 2 miles down the road from Disney Springs, and just come out here and hang out and do some trails. So let's go see what's going on. So here is the building. I'm going to actually pop over here into this little picnic area, and I'm going to read this little sign and see what's happening. Oh, they got like a little play area for the kids. They got a turtle in there for the kids to play on. A little sandbox. That's pretty cool. All right, you're gonna have to excuse her over there cutting the grass. It says DeSoto Trail, the Florida Expedition. It says DeSoto Trail, 1539 to 1540. You are standing along the historic route of the conquistador Hernando de Soto and his expedition through the Florida Native American territories in his quest for gold and glory. Oh no crap, like wow, that's pretty cool. So it shows them coming from Pensacola up to little Tallahassee, and it comes down to Tampa, and it says you're here. So they actually walked this trail. Wow, that's pretty neat. You can come down here and you can see where the boat comes down that way, but that's pretty cool. Wow. So we're actually like on the Scout Party Trail. That's what that is. It goes by Lakeland into Orlando, then back up. Wow, that's pretty neat. Alright, so this one says, forced eastward. It says, it's July 17th, 1539. Hernando de Soto's army has moved further north to the shores of the large lake. We have decided to name this lake St. John. Those of us in the cavalry have just returned from scouting ahead. We searched for villages to pillage food for, but found none. It says, we are marching east into the lands of Chief, wow, I can't pronounce that, to meet our envoy, Captain 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. There, De Soto hopes to receive food to obey our hunger and gold to increase fortunes. It also talks about the Conquistador Trail. It says, Hernando de Soto brought the first pigs to North America, a herd of several hundred. Pigs are easier to drive than cattle and are able to forage for food almost anywhere. Those that escaped from the herd are the ancestors of the feral hogs seen throughout the southeast today. That's pretty cool. It says a piece of a pig jawbone, it says, was one of the several artifacts found on the DeSoto winter encampment site in the present-day Tallahassee. That's pretty cool. It says the native path. This is archaeological evidence shows that the Indians of Central Florida built their villages near large lakes and rivers. Here they found rich soils among the river, floodplains to plant their crops, and bounty of wildlife to hunt and fish. Wow, okay, yeah. You know, normal. It says Florida Indians from various tribes met at flint knapping workshops such as this to create and share projectile points. Oh wow, cool. Look at that. Look at that. It says a hunting spear. That's pretty neat. So you had to excuse the lawnmower. So who knew that, like, right behind Disney, and like, you know, there's this like historic trail. That's pretty neat. Before we go in, check this little section out. It says this is the pollinator garden. That's pretty cool. It says this garden is for the birds. That's pretty neat. Got a whole bunch of stuff out here, flower wise. It says they got a gopher tortoise over here. See, we can't find him. He's probably in the shade because it's hot. It's hot out here. If I was a tortoise, where would I be? He's probably in a little hole down there somewhere, just hiding out. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of, you know, friendly native plants to Florida over here. They got talking about butterflies and the caterpillars. It's pretty neat. It's a nice little garden out here. Coral bean, vanilla leaf. Wow, that's what that is right here. Florida green eyes. Oh, okay. Wow. Blue porter weed, Stokes aster. Here. Oh, wild coffee. Oh, coffee. Wow. That's pretty cool. If you're ever camping in Florida and need some more coffee, you can get that plant. So it says bee hotels. Did you know some bee species prefer to live alone? Mason bees, carpenter bees, and leafcutter bees like to build their own home. These kinds of bees do not make honey, but they're still important pollinators. Yeah, check them out. They're little bee houses right there. That's pretty cool. Check out seashells, rocks. It says Carolina jasmine back there. Wow, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's go up and see what they got going on inside. Wow. That's pretty cool. They got a little American alligator over here. Let's go this way so we can see him. Wow. He's just hanging out. There's another gator over here too, just hanging out. He's up here at the top. Just chilling. Alright, this is Vera Carter Environmental Center. This is what this is. It says Tibet-Butler Preserve. Tibet-Butler Preserve protects approximately 440 acres of some of the last remaining natural wetlands and upland ecosystem that borders the Butler chain of lakes. Orange County Parks and Recreation Department manages these preserves for the South Florida Water Management District, so that visitors can experience a slice of natural Central Florida. Oh wow, okay, cool. That's pretty neat. Wow. Check out the gator head. Skull. That's pretty cool. It says Florida has over 7,800 lakes. Central Florida's lake region contains over half of these lakes. Oh wow. It says no other southern state has a lake district like Florida. It says the nearest equivalent is Canada. Wow. The Butler chain of lakes stands out among this multitude and has been designated by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection as one of Florida's outstanding Florida waters. That's pretty cool. Learning a lot. Okay, so it says the Butler chain of lakes. There's the lake down. That's Sunday, Lake Butler, Lake Louise, Lake Ellsworth, Lake Chase, Lake Blanche, Lake Tibet, Butler, Little Fish Lake, Pocket Lake, and then Lake 𝐿𝐮𝐬. I totally did not realize there was that many lakes right here in Central Florida, like kind of close to home. Like really, that's pretty cool. Check out the snapping turtle. Looks like he's seen some stuff. Horned owl over here. That's pretty cool taxidermy. It talks about the wetlands. This is wetlands. Let me see. Let's click on the thing. Wetlands. So that's the wetlands. Literal zone. It doesn't light up. Luminous zone. Profound zone. Wow. Oh, look at that gar skull. That's pretty cool. Somebody talks about wildlife depends on the wetlands. So the big thing here in like Orlando area is and I've seen with the state parks and stuff like that around Florida, people are coming in and tearing down the wetlands and things like that in order to build condos, apartments, But what people don't realize is the wetlands actually protect Florida, protect, you know, everything. Like during hurricanes, when it floods, the wetlands soak up all that water, and if you get rid of the wetlands, that water doesn't have anywhere to go, and it will flood homes, you know, flood places of businesses and things like that. So it's very important to protect the wetlands for said reasons. But yeah, so like I said, they're fighting to protect the wetlands and the state parks and the swamp and things like that here due to those reasons. There's a gopher tortoise shell. That's pretty cool. Wow. It says scrub born of fire. It says the scrub is maintained by infrequent every 28 years, but catastrophic fire. Scrub usually burns in a devastating fire that temporarily destroys the forest, but the fire opens the seals of the sand's pine cones and releases the seeds to regenerate the forest. Wow. Yeah, we learned about that at Lake 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 when we went camping there. Tortoise? Butt check. Animal signs and clues to hidden life. Check out that. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at the baby butt cat. Ain't he cute? Oh. Got a eastern tiger swallowtail butterfly. Check that out. Spring and summer in the flatwoods. After Florida's abundant rains, water has a few places to go into flatlands. The flat terrain hinders runoff, and usually the water can't sink rapidly into the ground because it's trapped by layers beneath the surface. It says this creates a poorly drained forest and is often not favorable for housing developments, and yet it is a wonderful home for many species and animals. Yeah, this whole section here talks about fire. This is both friend and foe. Fire is a powerful force of nature. The plants and animals of the flatwoods have adapted to a regimen of regular, low-burning fires. The flatwoods lives in delicate balance with fire. Too much destroy the forest, just as the fire will lead to the evidential change to another habitat. Fire is a sculptor of a healthy flatwoods ecosystem. So that's what that little sign over here says. But it says burn pine bark right there. It says burn pine cone right there. But yeah, having fires is good to a certain extent to kill off the undershrub and let more stuff grow. So that's why they do it every so often. It says fire is a natural process that shapes the environment. Some of Florida's ecosystems, such as flatwoods, depend upon regular fires. Natural fires started by lightning have occurred for thousands of years. So let's see what this button does. It does nothing. Oh wait, is it over here? Oh yeah, look right there on that wall. Oh, it sounds like a normal day in Florida with the thunder and the heat lightning. Wow, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Uh-oh, oh no. The lightning struck the tree and now the forest is on fire. Oh no. Oh, so this talks about like trees. The cypress trees. Cypress is pretty cool. This is logging train. This is the logging train for the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 Cypress company in Pasco County. Carries out cypress logs in May 1939. Wow, you can see the axe up there and the big huge saw up there. So, fun fact, I recently learned, I think during the 30s when they had the World's Fair, they did like the houses of the future, and one of the houses of the future was a house built out of cypress. Because they said cypress trees were the new way of building housing. It was really interesting. That's pretty cool. Alright, it says predator of prey in the Cypress dome. It says a red-shouldered hawk. It says loggers with the Wilson Cypress Company measure a huge cypress about 1910. Right there in that picture. It's a cypress log. That's a big, huge one. So this one cypress log filled the train car for the Burton Swartz Cypress Company, Perry, Florida, in 1926. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that's everything in here. So let's go outside and see what they got out here in a little covered decking. A cool gator over here you can sit on. So the bathrooms are here. It says you can do eco education programs. You can call, make reservations, things like that. So if you want to come out here and do some cool education programs, there's the number to call. There's a TV over here giving us some information. It says we have 6 trails. Some of the trails may be inaccessible due to flooding. So before you go exploring, here's a few things you should check, or you should know. I gotta check like updates and stuff. So we're gonna come over here and check out some updates, because I do want to walk down on one trail. So we'll see what they got going on. So right now it says all trails are wet or flooded, but we want to still try and see what's going on. If there's any area that's flooded, we'll turn back around. But you gotta sign your name on here if you're out there, so that way if something happens, you know, they can come find you. So we want to sign it so that way we can go on a trail. Alright, so we're going to actually do a trail. There's some guys up there, and they said that this whole trail right here is flooded. We have been getting a lot of rain, so this whole thing is flooded, and they got like water lines up to their kneecaps. So it says we're here. So I'm going to hang a right, and then, or I'm hang a left and then a right, and then we're going to go on a fallen log crossing, and then we're going to keep that up to the Osprey lookout, and then come back. All right. It says no pets allowed. It says Pine Circle. Travel through Florida's most common plant community, the pine flatwoods. Notice 3 distinct plant layers: tall pine trees, low shrubs, and grassy understory. Got the cardinal, the tortoise, palmetto, and longleaf pine to look out for. So let's go. Alright, so it says fallen log crossing. Cross through a bay swamp where water levels fluctuate with the seasons. Part of this trail may be wet during rainy weather. A boardwalk extends across the wettest part of the swamp. So a woman was coming back from this way that we're heading toward, and I asked, I was like, hey, is it really flooded? She said, it's flooded. She said I had to turn back, and I was like, well, let's see how far we can make it. Right, so it says we got boardwalk over the wettest parts. I mean, it is wet through here. Like, I'm like falling through the dirt. But yeah, let's see what's going on. Check out the birds up there. They're just hanging out. So can you imagine in like the 1500s when they were coming through here on foot? Like, seriously, like, check this out. Look how, like, look at the water just standing there. Like, can you imagine trekking through here, especially like during the summer, like rainy season, and having to like wade through all that and possibly. Let's see what's on this side. I'm surprised I hadn't seen any gators over here yet. But yeah, this boardwalk wasn't a thing back when they were up here on the trail, and it was a scouting group that did this section of the trail, of the Conquistadors Trail. So yeah, so can you imagine? They probably had a little canoe with them. I don't know, but who knows? But yeah, it's a nice little relaxing walk. Yeah, look how beautiful it is. Wow, it's got a little bit of shade now. All right. right, here's the end of the boardwalk. Let's go trekking through some mud. I should have brought my mud boots, but they're in North Carolina. Oh no. Oh no. Someone lost the bottom of their shoe. Oh no. Oh no. I shouldn't be saying much because that might happen to me. So the trick is to step on roots like I'm doing right this second and get to the side that is not as muddy and kind of dance around the puddles. Hopefully I don't run into a snake because I will die. Wow, it's muddy. I would take this little side trail right here possibly. Hopefully I don't die on this section maybe. Oof. Ugh. Okay, I'll keep walking this way. Ugh, please no snakes, no snakes, no snakes, no snakes. Alright. This is going to be a little tricky. I'm going to jump on this side because this side doesn't look as wet. I'm still going to have to be quick about it, quick about it, quick about it. Walk on the side over here. There's a little side trail right here. Maybe we can go around over here and walk this way. Alright, so there's a sign over there. I'm going to kind of read it to you as I walk by it. Alright, so the sign says prescribed burn. A prescribed burn was recently conducted at Tibet-Butler Preserve. Wow, okay. It says plants and animals that live in the area have learned to adapt and depend upon the fire for their continued survival. If you have any questions, let them know. But yeah. Alright then. Let's keep trekking. When I get home, I'm probably going to have to clean my shoes. My shoes are already wet and gross. Alright, we made it to the other side from all that water over there. Let's keep tracking. There's a bench. So if you need assistance, call that number on the trail. Got your little bench to sit at, right in the sunshine. Apparently we've walked maybe about more 10, I don't know. But it says predators in the sky. During a hike, it's easy to overlook the wildlife in the sky. Look up. The preserve is home to many birds and prey, such as hawks, vultures, osprey, and eagles. We saw some vultures earlier. Oh no, there's more water. Luckily I can walk around it. This little baby frog jumped out in front of me. Right there. Ain't he cute? He's just chilling there in the water. Okay, so here's a sign for the fallen log crossing, which is what this is, which is what I've been walking on. And there's the sign right here for the Palmetto Passage. It says caution, difficult and wet terrain ahead. Palmetto Passage is not recommended for novice hikers or children. Appropriate footwear is required. Portions of the trail may be flooded. Do not approach or feed wildlife. Yeah, that's the one that the guys said that was super flooded and walked out with water lines up to their kneecaps. So we're not doing that. Right, so here on the map, you can see right there where it says Palmetto Passage, and right there where it says 10, that's where we're kind of where it meets up. So we got a little ways further to hit 11 to go to the Osprey Lookout. Y'all, it is a gorgeous day. Oh, look at that. Why don't I show you? Look at the Rocky Raccoon footprints. Rocky Raccoon. Those are people prints, but there's some Rocky Raccoon prints. And they look kind of fresh. So Rocky Raccoon has come through here. Whew. But yeah, like I was saying, it's a nice day. My advice is if you're in Florida and you want to come do this trail, Palmetto Trail, there's another one on the other side too. Want to come out here and look at this stuff? Make sure you do it early in the morning, because in the afternoon in the summer you get thunderstorms. So yeah. I was walking on the trail and the tortoise scared me. Look at him. I think we scared both each other because I went, oh crap, and he jumped. Yes, I was not expecting you out here. Hey buddy. Hey bud. He's like, I'm frozen now. But yeah, we both scared each other. See you later. Whew, it gave me a heart attack. I thought it was like I didn't know what it was. Because I'm on high alert for snakes, because I don't like snakes. And I think we both scared each other. Guys, I went, oh God. And he went, oh. All right. There's another bench over here you can sit at with a little shelter. It says volunteers cleared away. Part of the preserved's trail system was completed by volunteers from the local community. Wow. That's cool. But alright, so here is the crossroads. That goes to a different trail. That goes to the tar flower loop. And then if you head back that way, that takes you back to the center. That's what that sign over here is saying. But here is the Osprey overlook. The short trail terminates at an open marsh which is adjacent to Lake Tibet-Butler. View aquatic wildlife from the overlook. So that's where we're headed. I want to see the lake. So let's head on over this way. Alright, getting ready to go on another section of bridge or boardwalk. I think it's up here, the view of the lake. I can't wait. We made it to the end. Oh wow. Check it out. Look at the water that way. Oh wow. Oh. I guess that's blocked off. I guess you can walk down there if you want to, I'm guessing. But right now it is locked off, and that is a skinny trail. But yeah. Yeah, look at the lake over there. You can see the lake through the trees and stuff. Back that way. Check all this out. You hear a frog. But it says they got river otters out here. They got osprey. They got some sawgrass. I wonder what that is. I don't know what that is. It might be a bird or something. And then over here it says they have cypress. There's a lizard. It's the only wildlife I see so far is that lizard. But yeah, so I'm probably going to sit out here a little bit and see if anything comes over. See if anything happens. That's a wild thing. Whatever that is, it's loud. It's like hunting. You gotta be quiet and observe nature, and it will just come alive as you're quiet. So we're gonna sit here for a little bit, see if anything comes out. I don't know. We'll see. saw some birds. We heard some frogs. I heard some fish jumping. And something was scurrying on the other side of the trees, and I couldn't see it. Yeah, but I did see a turtle, but I was not fast enough to catch it on camera. So we're gonna head back to the center. If anything appears on the trail on the way back, I'll show you. Alright guys, we made it back. We made it back. Yay. Alright. There's the sign out thing. Well, I can't sign out. Yeah, this is to log you sign before you go out on the trail. I did sign it, but they took it away. Alright guys, that was a nice little hike on the famous trail of the Sotos trail. It's really cool. I didn't know that was like in our backyard basically. I mean, I'm literally like 2 miles from downtown Disney, or Disney Springs. I keep calling it downtown Disney, but it's Disney Springs. So if you're ever like into theme parks and want to just come out for a nice hike in the woods and get away from the theme parks, you come here. It's really awesome. I had a good time. So like I said, I highly recommend this little hike. Got to see some cool stuff, got to learn some cool stuff, got to learn about this historic trail from like the 1500s. Didn't know about that. So yeah, so come out and do the trails. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if y'all would greatly appreciate it. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. It helps our channel grow. We're also on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And below this video you can see some of our Wild Adventures merch. If you go to the description below, you can go to the link to the merch shop itself to get some cool merch. Like we got t-shirts, we got some CGI t-shirts and beanies. We got some camping stuff as well, like some camping mugs and thermoses and things like that. We got this thermos. This thermos right here says Wild Adventures, and my logo is small enough to where you can put stickers on it, like so. And if you go to our Facebook page, you can send us a message, get your very own Wild Adventures koozie or holographic sticker, like that one. So thanks for watching. See you soon. Hey guys, it's me again. If you want to subscribe to your channel, click over here. If you want to check out some more videos, click down there. If you want to check out our cool merch shop, go to the description below and click the link. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.